Let's go!
The station that keeps it rocking 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Grizz Biz, my 2 cents.
I got that sending my gifts out through the lymph money. I got that color nigga.
This your boy Grizz.
And I'm your main man, Greenbag.
And this is the GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE show. Powered by
Unanimous. I didn't hear that. Unanimous. We is really having trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday. We're back at it. We're sorry for the delay. We had technical difficulties. But we're here. We're going to make it happen. You know, I have to be patient, I guess. That's something I don't have is patience. But Wednesday again, we're going to start this over. You never know you're going to get on this show right here, buddy. All right. Well, again, Wednesday, we back at it. Today we got a special guest with us, y'all. DJ Vada, one of Cincinnati's finest. Like I said before, it was Black History Month, and I wanted this month to interview some influential people in our city. Like I said, Time Magazine and them have their own list, and you look at this list and you're like, what have these people contribute to a society or done anything of that nature? I guess it's because they're famous, but it really hits home when you got people who are good people who are out here doing things. And I wanted to interview black men. You know what I'm talking about? Positive black men that are doing positive things. So let's give a round of applause again for DJ Vada. What's up, man? Finally here. We finally here. So tell the people again what you sipping on, man, because I already said in my post, use a cognac sipper and a cigar smoker, man. Hey, you know what it is? I know what GRIZZBIZMY is. Yeah, go ahead. What you sipping on and smoking on? I don't see you smoking on, but what brand of cigars you like, man?
I was about to say, I think Vadar smoked cigars last time I remember.
Right now, I got a My Father cigar. The brand is called My Father Cigars. Fonseca. Those are really nice. You know, when you had a stressful day, want to relax, you know, I one of these. And as far as what I'm sipping on Woodford Reserve. It's a bourbon.
Yeah, I know.
Woodford Reserves. That's expensive.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yes, because I heard about my supervisor, some of that coming back from Tennessee. One of my boys, like I said, I didn't think black men drink brandy. I thought that was a white person drink. And my boy was like, no, ding dong. We drink brandy too. We drink it all. And there's some good brandy. And he pointed that Woodford out. And the supervisor, he liked it, that stuff right there. So let's give a round of applause for black men drinking brandy.
What do you prefer? It's actually a bourbon.
Because I'm a bartender, so I'm here to shout out to bartenders.
Shout out to bartenders.
Let's get right into it, man. You are known for one, saving the city. We want to give you applause for that, man, because the job you do is a very serious job. Let's give a round of applause for our black firefighters. You know what I'm talking about? They're on the front line. Doing this baby. You might know my cousin. You know Troy Davenport.
Absolutely, I know Troy and Josette.
Yes, that's my cousin. Yeah, that's my cousin. He's a little out there, but that's Troy. I love Troy to death. Troy's a great, serious face, man. It takes him a hard time to smile. You know.
He's a great firefighter. Him and his wife.
Right. That's what's up. So, how did you get started firefighting? Is that in the family?
Yeah, my father was a firefighter. He was one of the first classes of black firefighters back in the early 70s. And he went through a whole lot of stuff being because they kept all the black firefighters separated. So, his firehouse was in Northside, and he stayed there for a long time. They tried to run him out. You know, they did all types of crazy stuff to him, but he stayed there to stay under their skin and show that we don't quit. They end up forming the Cincinnati Black Firefighters Association back in '81, which later became Cincinnati African American Firefighters Association. And he was the first president, and he was president for like 16 years. So I kind of grew up in all of that. He finally retired in '01. So yeah, I kind of grew up in the firefighting, but I didn't want to be a firefighter.
So
You didn't want to be a firefighter. Why not?
From like,
well, you know,
because you have two different professions. Like on one end, you're a firefighter, but then on the other end, you're a star DJ.
Yeah, but we talking about the firefighter right now.
Well,
how did you?
This was, but
what
back
made
then,
you even?
Coming out of school, I wanted to go play football in college, and he wanted me to take the test to be a firefighter. So the first test I took, I actually failed on purpose. It was when they're B, B, C, D, E, A, whatever. And then later on, realizing that it was probably my calling. So I actually took the test to be a firefighter 3 times.
Really? You failed twice? Yeah. And the last one you won?
No, the first one I failed on purpose. The second one, I didn't score high enough to be picked, but I passed it. Because they only take so many people per test and into the classes. The third time was the charm. That was back in '99.
Wow. That's what's up. So they ended up being your calling, as you say. Did on your firefighter adventures, I know you've seen a lot of stuff, man. As far as doing firefighting, are you raising? Does your boy want to be a firefighter too? Or you
went out. You said, "Am I raising?"
I said, "Your boy, does he want to be a firefighter, or he got other plans?"
He went through the summer cadet. He went through the summer cadet program. He enjoyed it, but he wants to go into acting. So it's always there for him if he wants to come into it.
Okay.
He knows what it takes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, like, Tam, what was you talking about as far as the DJ, and what was the transition to music, and where did that come in? The passion for the music, man, because you go in.
Because he already has like to be a firefighter or to be like a medic, basically, that it takes a lot to be that person. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, damn, like, where did the influence come with the music? Where did you get your musical influence from? What made you want to become a DJ?
Right.
Again, my dad. He would come home from, so, you know, for people that don't know, when you're out in the firehouses, you work 24 hours and then you're off 48 hours. So you're there for a whole day from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next day, with people that, you know, back then that didn't like you. You didn't know if they was gonna save you in a fire, so on and so forth. Very high racial tensions. So he would come home and he would just play records and we would listen to music. And he would sit me on his lap and we would listen to music. Now at that time, I mean, I'm still a baby. But growing up, that was the pattern. We would listen to music, all types of music. That was his de-stressor. And later on finding out, I mean, I just love music. And then listening or growing up with hip hop, I heard a DJ and I was like, that's what I want to do. The hell with fighting fires. I want to be a DJ and I want to play football. So that was my thing. The influence definitely came from my father and my mother, you know, but mostly my father with the music.
Okay. With it, I fuck with it.
Well, that's what's up. I know for one of you that you're on his ass. I think you're pretty close on his ass as far as DJing, for real, for real. Your personality, radio personality too. And is that your favorite
Even
DJ?
I'm sorry, you said what, Grizz?
I said, is DJ Jazzy Jeff your favorite? I know you talk about him a lot and so forth. How do you rank yourself among
Oh
DJs?
yeah. How do I rank myself?
Yeah.
I rank myself at the bottom.
boy band. What we ain't got to do. You was just
Look.
on the road, like I know you was just down south, like not even a month ago, and you was on. I can't even remember the tour it was, but enlighten us and refresh my memory and quit downgrading yourself because you a whole boss.
That's the humbleness in
appreciate
him.
I know.
That's the
I love him.
humbleness
That's
in
why
him, and I
love
love
him.
that about him.
For real.
That's what I love about this guy because he's humble, man. And this guy
Dead
will sit up
serious.
there. I went to the was it the BBD? What was it, BBD? Keep Sweat. Man, y'all, you rocked that mug so hard, man. I was like, oh my gosh, man, this straight off the freaking chain, man. And
Hold
no
on.
offense to
appreciate
Orlando. Orlando Chapman Sr. He brings the heat with his announcing or whatever you call it. But man, if you need one, the music selection speaks for itself. Like, dude, you gotta rate, man, you gotta. What do you plan on doing further with this? I see you got Twitch going on now. What's the Twitch about?
Well, to answer going back to your question, I rank Jazzy Jeff as my favorite DJ. You know, that he is a god DJ. It gets no better than that. Different aspects, yeah, there might be somebody that can do some certain aspect better, but overall, there's nobody can touch him. Now, you asked about and how you asked about what happened. So last month, Lando and myself, we got invited to come down to Atlanta to DJ and host the concert, and it was Jockey, Silk, Tevin Campbell, who else? BBD, Monica, Escape. So, and we rocked it. We had a good time. We had a great time, and we'll be back at it in Columbus on the 12th for the same type of concert. So, we're a part of that concert tour now.
So they done took you from Cincinnati to Atlanta. Now you gonna go to Columbus to do the same concert?
Yes.
That's money.
So
that means they like him.
Nah,
they realize they realize they done found him one. He said,
they should though.
Island of Cincinnati. You make this mug a big old continent when you throw that.
Dude, you not gonna tell me. My dude.
Yes, get a man a round of applause. That's like my favorite person, man, from this music. DJ, for real. Plus, any person I give $500 to, they gonna be my favorite person for life.
But the whole thing about Vader is that he's a firefighter, he's a star DJ, and then also he's a promoter. Like we just had Tyron on the show a couple of weeks ago, but him and Tyron work together a lot. And Mike Drop.
The cool kid. Yeah,
they've been throwing the livest parties in the city.
Did y'all break up?
10th year of the no. It's the 10th year of the T-shirt parties. So we got some big stuff planned, depending on the pandemic. But this is the 10th year of throwing that, and we was throwing parties before the T-shirt party. So
let's give a round of applause for the T-shirt party because the T-shirt party is out the hook. And I'm sorry I haven't made none of them because I have a wife and she needs to be sitting down. And every time y'all announce them daggone parties, T-shirt parties, them tables go like that. So I be like, damn, we can't be standing. We old. I'm sorry, I'm old, and we old.
I about to say, let's just say Grizz is old as fuck, and he can't. Let's just say Grizz is old as hell.
You know what? Mute her. Mute her. As a matter of fact, just put a flyer in Cool Kids Party. Who does that consist of? The
Cool Kids
Cool Kids. Yeah.
originally started myself and Ran, aka Replay Ran. He's since graduated and he's doing like more adult things. So shout out to Ran. And then we have Mike Drop.
He just had Tyron on the show a couple of weeks ago about they don't know him as Replay Ran.
Right.
Yeah,
well, that was his former life. That's what it said.
I know.
So
right.
The artist formerly known as, I put it like that. So Mike Drop,
I knew he was.
DJ Stank, Guy West, and then we got, the people that make stuff work behind the scenes. They're not DJs or nothing, but they are part of the team as well. So the Clarence, there's a few other people that's on the team as well.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What other size the t-shirt party y'all got coming on? You can't drop us some jewels, summer jewels.
Don't even fuck with them because they've been doing the adult proms too. And they've been fucking that shit up too for like the last 4-5 years, 6. I don't know. I feel
we
like
asked them what movie they got coming out besides the t-shirt party. That's what I asked them. What other stuff besides the t-shirt party they dropping?
We always
can get ready for it. You pay buy my tables.
We started a new series a couple years ago called Hella R&B. The whole night was all R&B. It did pretty well, pretty successful. But again, it depends on what happens with this year and how safe people feel coming out. Last summer was great. Everything was sold out, but I think that everybody had spent a year in the house and it was like, F it, I'm about to go out. And luckily, nobody got sick or anything like that from the event. So that's great.
That's what's up. We're looking forward to all of that, man. I need to get, when y'all put it on the blueprint table, and before y'all release it, just hit me in my inbox and say, Grizz, you know, some tables. I'm telling you beforehand, before it goes away. I want to hear you talk about, we ain't let you know. Bro, he wants to come back on the show. I had him on the show when we was at Uptown Radio 513. I'm gonna get him back, on here. But ooh, that boy a headache. I don't know how y'all put up with that guy right there.
He just tell you the truth, and it's like either you understand the truth or you
might be his truth.
Like he tell you the truth.
It might be his truth.
Might not like want to hear.
We're just saying about him right now. We're talking about his partner right now. So I don't see how we drifted to that. No, sir. We're keeping him over there and we're getting him over there and we're getting him. But I switched gears right quick though for a minute though. You like to cook too, right? I remember you having a cooking show that it came on Fox or something, and you were a good cook too. I hear.
Yeah.
I like to cook.
He actually has
a cookbook. Yeah, I have a cookbook.
You got a cookbook?
Well, I had a cookbook. I mean, I released it in like 2013, so it's been a long time. But
that's all right. Can you get it on Amazon?
No, it's totally sold out. Like it's been like that's 8 years.
Okay. So you think about doing another one?
Always.
But why not do like a reprint of it and re-release it?
I don't know. Back then, and I hate to date myself, but back then, it was hard to find recipes online. But now, I mean, at the snap of a finger, you can have any recipe you want. So I don't know how well it would do, but I've always thought about it. So more likely, it will.
But Vadar, I'm not gonna lie, I remember coming to the event. What did your event used to be called that we used to come to where once you put your cookbook out and we came and interviewed you and all that stuff, like what did you call your cooking events where you cooked everybody dinner?
Pure. That was called Pure. So served
Sure.
a 5-course meal and had entertainment there. We'll introduce each course, and there was like a theme for the night, but it was only limited for like 20, 25 people. And once tickets was gone, they were gone. So it was a good time.
You got a
don't
favorite
have
meal
to.
that you cook that you like to cook over and over again? You never get tired of it?
No, like I just kind of just go with the flow. It used to be jerk chicken was my favorite. I cooked that over and over again, but I just kind of move on. And if I see something that looks nice, I'm like, let me try it out. Or if I'm somewhere and I eat, I'm like, well, let me see if I can make this at home. So it's more
Okay.
experimentation nowadays.
Do you cook those little bitty ass portions and rich meals? I went to these rich restaurants, man, and they
That's
bring
what he
you
be cooking.
a
Nah,
steak
He
and
be
a little
cooking
steak
for him.
on
He
a
nah,
be
little
at
dab of mashed potatoes with a clover leaf and talk about look at my
I
creation.
swear, Grizz.
nah, nah. I
He
don't do that. I
be
would
like
probably get ran out of a
salmon
restaurant because
sprinkled in mango sauce, and you like mango sauce with a whole exotic ass rice that you don't know where the fuck you got. You like what?
What you been drinking on,
Okay.
Tyann? Let's stop the
I've been
interview right now.
I'm
And Tyann was
I've
in.
been
What did you sipping on? No, what you sipping on?
who?
Look, see.
Can you please
I'm
help
Okay,
me with this schmuck?
we got the Woodford, we got the Ciroc,
Can you
and
can
what
you
do you
please
have?
help me with this schmuck?
Tyann, don't be hiding. What do you have? Don't be hiding it. Rock nut stuff you probably got. Don't tell me you got some Thunderbird or something over there. See,
and if
I'm
I
only
drunk some
saying right now. I'm
Thunderbird,
drinking.
I'll be on some way other shit.
You
That
almost there.
that would be
You
deadly.
almost there. You
Nah,
almost there.
that would be
Okay.
deadly.
So back to you,
I'm
Vader. And being a firefighter, do you experience some of the same things that your father experienced now? Or is it changed? Or is it better? Is
um
it worse?
and Cincinnati has gotten better, but it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of suing. During the riots, about 150 African American firefighters got out of the union and sued the city and the union um, for unfair labor practices. It went through the court system
Wow.
for like 6 years, um, and finally everything came together. It is way better than it was when I came in, and that's all I can ask for is for the fire department to be better than it was when I leave, which is in a couple of years, versus when I came in. Um,
Okay. Wow.
but it's not to say that there are no racial related issues in the department. There's not as many as it was back then.
That's crazy too,
You
because
got
it's
to
a
think,
job.
but you would think that, but you still got people who have never worked with African Americans. You've got people who have never worked with women. You know, you have blacks that's never worked with whites. So there is a lot of dynamics going on. Because at the end of the day, we all still regular people. We just was
Right.
trained in doing the careers that we do. But you still go back to your own network that you are around.
Yeah.
You know, you got you used to have people that would teach that bitterness in these firehouses, and the younger people that's coming on wanted to get along and didn't want to cause any waves, so they would go with that stuff. And then now you got a person that's poisoned already. So it's not as segregated and not as harsh as it used to be.
That's good, but that's crazy though. Listening to you because we always hear about CPD and what they're going through as far as
Hmm.
race relations, but we never heard anything like you said. That's been in court for 6 years. the general public, at least I didn't. Maybe other folks did if they paid attention more attention to it, but I never knew that. Like that's
Yeah,
interesting news.
it
Like,
was
damn.
yeah, it was that happened, like I said, during the riots, and then it went on for 6 years after that. But once we got what we asked for, the only thing we asked is for a fair shot, to be treated like everyone else. And that's been good. Like the people that's coming on now, they have no clue we went through all that, for them to even get on the job. So, and like my father and them, all the stuff they went through for us to get on the job. So,
Right.
but other cities is bad.
Let's give
real
him a
bad.
round of applause again. What did you say? Yeah, we give him a round of applause anyway, again, because it's Black History Month and this guy's telling us things that are still going on to this day. Like these race relations, voters' rights, all of this stuff. It's been, I don't know how many years since Martin Luther King. I don't know, 53 years ago. That's when
bringing those stuff like that was
killed. And we still talking about voter rights.
Dude,
we have Black History Month,
we're down.
and saying we applaud him. And did y'all form another union, or did y'all just
no? Well, we
with the union
historically always had Cincinnati African American Firefighters, but that is not a union; it's an association. So we only have one bargaining agent for the Cincinnati Firefighters, and that's the union, the Local 48. But it was the people that was in that position at that time, which again, it is night and day from what it used to be. So
let me ask you a question. I've been around a couple of firefighters from the city. So is it true that it's gonna be like over 100 firefighters that's literally gonna walk away from their jobs because they are refusing to get the vaccination?
I don't know if that's true or not. I thought you was gonna say is there more than 100 firefighters about to retire, that is definitely true.
So the timing part.
That's what I thought.
So hold on. Let's see. So what I'm being told is that they're retiring because they're refusing the vaccination, but I don't know if they just retiring to retire because it's their time, or they retiring because they like, I don't want to get the vaccination, so I'm gonna just go ahead and retire.
There might be some that's out there that's going to walk away because either they're close enough to retirement and they don't want to get the vaccination. I'm not for sure. I haven't heard a mass exodus because of the vaccination.
That's
we're not. I don't think the city. Well, the city is mandating people to get tested if they don't have the vaccination, but the fire department itself I think it came down from the Supreme Court. You can't mandate somebody to be vaccinated. So if they are leaving, they're leaving on their own will.
Okay. Cause see,
let's give a round of applause for that. That ain't what was said like that. I thought it was
people say,
hey, you know how many conversations, how many.
I thought the nurses were being mandated.
Yeah, because see, that's what I'm saying, Ivory.
The medical professionals were being mandated to be vaccinated.
And I'm sure that they are, but with our union and our contract and the way that it's set up, our bargaining unit, we are not mandated.
Okay, so the firefighters fall under an exclusion. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Period. That's dope.
That's dope. Give a round of applause. Thank you.
Grizz, give a what?
All right.
I hope it was the connection going bad.
Grizz. We gonna blame on that.
I'll be swerved. That's okay. It's what the GRIZZBIZ show is about. And we real and we keep it real, and this is how we do.
You wonder what everybody else sipping on. What the hell are you sipping on?
Am I smoking on? It's medicinal.
If it's gonna make you talk like that, put it down.
No, anyway, get off of me. You girls get off of me. I'm so tired of y'all. See what I can go do later? I know it was every Wednesday with them, but we talked about the vaccine, talked about the DJing. Do you see yourself being man, I see you doing bigger things with your DJing, bro. You always say a tiny island, but man, like I said before, you make this island feel like a continent, for real.
Well, let me tell you the history behind that. So obviously in 2020, when everything shut down, everybody's just sitting around. We not doing nothing. We scrolling down timelines, and people are bored. So the cool kids, we decided like every Saturday night we were going to do a live stream, like a live stream party. We would promote it just as heavy as we would promote an in-person party. And that went on for a few months and it was wearing us down, you know. Then Facebook started cutting us off, cutting the feed. Instagram was cutting the feed. A partner of mine, a DJ that was up in Columbus at the time, had said, "Hey man, check out this Twitch." I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do nothing like that. I'm good with Facebook. I'm comfortable." And he's like, "Nah, come on over here and let's see what it's about." So migrated over to Twitch, and on Twitch, there are DJs from all across the world. You may log on to Twitch, see a cat from Australia, Japan, you know, Detroit, like, you know, and so people started kind of like just supporting each other, watching each other. So out of that, they used to ask me, they thought that I was from New York or somewhere, a big city. I said, "No, I'm from Cincinnati." And they couldn't believe it, which kind of pissed me off. Because it's like, I get it. I guess compared to the world, we're a small market. I guess we're a tiny island. So I started saying, I'm from the tiny island off the coast of Ohio by the name of Cincinnati. And so people, I had to keep explaining it, because now you got people watching. Literally, you have people from UK. I got a big UK contingency that watches. You know, you got people from Japan. You got people from Russia, Germany, you know, Brazil. They thinking that Cincinnati is actually an island. So they're looking on their maps and they're like, "We don't see it. We see it at the bottom of an island." I had to explain it. So that's just the calling card. But I've always wanted. Cincinnati has some of the most talented DJs in the world, and it's hard for us to see it as Cincinnati as a whole because we're all here, you know. But you take any DJ outside of Cincinnati and put them in another market, and they're gonna perform very well. I believe in that, and I've always just wanted to show that we belong. And
I get it. I feel like that way as far as the talent too, the DJs, as far as the talent, the music that we have here. Which brings me to another question. First of all, Twitch, is it easier to monetize? Because personally, I've been doing a little bit more investigation, like Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook is doing just like what you said, cutting stuff. I saw something called Fan Base that you might want to check out by Isaac Hayes III. And I'm going to check that out. So is Twitch easier to monetize? Can you monetize with Twitch?
So the way that Twitch works is there's different tiers. Right? You start off as a streamer. You got to hit so many markers before you become an affiliate. When you become an affiliate, then you can start monetizing. What does that mean? That means that when people subscribe to your channel, or when they donate, you know, coins, which on Twitch they're called bits. You know, there's different tiers. The more engagement that you have with people, the more that they support, the more they come back. Think about this. Every time that somebody goes live and you check in there, even if it's like, you know, D Nice or somebody famous, you want them to shout you out, right? Because that's just human nature. You want to feel like you belong there, or at least that you know somebody that's in there. Twitch is a great tool for that. It's at the point now that I could get on Twitch and make as much as somebody offering me a gig somewhere. And I don't have to have no hassle. I don't have to bring no equipment. Like, it's so you want to get to that partnership level, which is their highest tier.
Are you on Big O too? Because I think that's the new one. Everybody keeps trying to get me to get on. Is that what it's
Which one?
called, Big O?
The one I'm on is
Ooh.
Twitch. I haven't heard of that other one. You said bingo? What did you say?
I think it's called Big O. Everybody keeps trying to get me on there. Like, oh well, they doing this to the point where they're like, oh, we got teams. We could get you more. I'm like, okay, like I know about other live streaming things, but like they like marketing
Might
it.
be
Like,
something you need to investigate.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, you
where
know, and even with
See what it's about.
yeah, with every platform, you got to work hard to get to a point where people know you and trust you. And that's for anything. You know, that's even for Facebook and Instagram and all the mainstays. But I think that DJs are so new to Twitch because it was primarily a gaming platform, and it's owned by Amazon. So the same problems that we had over on Facebook and Instagram, we don't really have that on Twitch. They don't cut your stream, or very rarely do they cut your stream. And that's why DJs like it, because you can be yourself. You can play to a diverse audience that don't want to hear just one thing, you know. So you can kind of just be yourself.
Music, they not attacking you on the copyright. Like, oh, your music, Facebook will be like, oh, we muted this part and this part, and for real, every song is a mainstream song. So you like, how you mute one song out and let the whole other song play, and still, you know what I mean? Weird shit.
What happens with the DCMA rules is that they will have people listening to your replay. So that's how they get you. So they'll go back and then they'll report that your video. I don't keep any of my videos up anymore. And once I'm done streaming, it goes away. You know, I'll record them for myself. And if somebody wants to watch, then I'll send them a link. But leaving it up leaves yourself wide open to lawsuits.
Now that's smart too. For real, because you can live stream on Facebook and they'll let you go through the whole thing. It's about once you save it, if they'll mute you or not. And people can watch it as it's going live, but you can save it into your phone and then delete it off of there so it don't get muted.
Right.
Damn, that's a smart one. You right. Damn. Fuck with it.
So, you know the DJs, I know you guys know with DJs that are stars and so forth, but there's always politics when it comes to DJing and music. And I don't see you entertaining any of that because you're a humble guy, but I'm sure you got an opinion of it. And as far as local music, and I hate because I'm on your platform, Tiny Island. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hashtag to the hashtag. As far as artists here, whether it be R&B, whether it be rap, whether it be band or whatever, how do you approach or receive one of these artists coming to you about playing their music and having just Cincinnati music?
I think I am. All right, so where I started and where I am now is two totally different things. I'm not in the clubs. And so for me, I don't really have that reaction or that have that interaction with a lot of Cincinnati artists that will come up and say, hey, like back in the day at Between Rounds or at the House of Love or at the Garage or at Celebrities, like, can you play this? I don't have that. I do have my information out there. If they send it, take a listen. People have sent stuff via email or, via Instagram or whatever. But it's still, the game never changes. Like, don't walk up with, like back then they used to walk up with CDs with like chicken scratch on them. Like, how am I supposed to know who is this from?
Right.
I've always been the type that at least try to point them in the right direction. Like, if you coming to me and I'm a DJ, how am I going to be in touch with you? Well, I'll be around the way. Well, what if I don't want to come around the way? Get you some business cards. Always try to at least give them a right direction so that if you come to a DJ, hey, you got a clean version, you got a dirty version, you got instrumental. Those are the service packs you need to give DJs. And I think sometimes it's not even the message, it's the messenger here in the city. And when certain people tell them that, even though it's the truth, they don't want to hear it and they get upset. But I still belong to a bunch of groups of DJ groups on like Facebook and stuff, and they share music and I get to hear it that way. But I think that artists can't really go nowhere without a DJ. And I know that was a big thing last year or even the year before, where they felt like DJs needed to come to them and to get their music versus them seeking out the DJ. Well, if you go to any club besides a jukebox playing, who's gonna play your music? How do you gonna know?
Hold on.
Yes.
So what you saying there, Vader? So was you a part of the Cincinnati DJ band when all the DJs went on the band and they weren't fucking with nobody for real?
Well, I mean, I'm not in the clubs, so I didn't really count in that. So other than throwing my own parties,
What is that?
Now I'm gonna always support my Cincinnati DJs and whatever they did, but when that all happened, I mean, of course I'm gonna support my DJs, but at the same time, I'm not in these clubs to even have access to play these songs or not to play them. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get to the point where I just want to throw my own events. There's things that I've done for like Jay or any other people, but it's not a weekly thing.
Hold on.
Nah,
I feel like
right.
somebody in your shoes. It's my opinion. Like you got DJ, like you said, artists need a DJ. You had Mighty Joe Young, DJ West, Diamond. With the local groups. I ain't gonna say the hometown, who did they had they buzz a little bit buzz for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a DJ is the main one. If you look back at Eric B and Rakim, whose name is first DJ? Eric B. So that's how the game was really started. Time out, but it switched over, and because you've been there and done it on platforms, and I was just wish like if y'all could incorporate like you're on a bigger platform, and you out here with these concerts and you rocking people's crowd, you rocking the crowd and doing it. I
I hear every other word.
Yeah, I do too.
And
I'm like, it was like
quick question. Locally,
you, every, other, like, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Grizz, you going in and out.
Yeah, basically.
okay. It's not me. Can you hear me now?
Where Ivory go?
Ivory left.
Yeah.
Probably her kids. Probably. Can you see me now? Can you
She
hear
said
me?
your shit, Grizz. That's what happened. She said your shit. She left.
It ain't.
Nah, Grizz always trying to jump us and shit by herself. He's like 45. Oh, he like 45 people with one person.
He was smoking. But what I was saying was about I hold you up to the higher standard. No, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. He out here so far. It would be nice to have heard some sense we doing. And then I asked him, or do you even keep up with it, or it is what you hear it, you hear it.
Man.
I didn't hear it, man. I didn't hear what you were saying.
That's what he's saying.
All right.
You got ratchet.
Let me try something else here. I ain't get.
Hey, baby, he ratchet.
Yeah.
Hey, Grizz, you ratchet as fuck. They gonna have me in tears, for real.
Whatever, man. I heard that. I was trying to fix that. You see what I go through? Am I choppy now? I'm still choppy.
I can hear you now.
Y'all can't even hear me.
They ratchet.
Oh, am I clear? Anyway, if you can hear this, and we can close this out, man, because we didn't have a time with this technical difficulty stuff here, man. But
Can you please help me with this?
Said, is there anybody on your radar?
We had a good show.
Hey, cut it out.
Thank you.
Did, but this.
Much love. We appreciate you for real.
Is anybody on your radar as far as R&B or Cincinnati? I'm feeling like we didn't hear that either.
I didn't hear you.
I don't know what he just said. Thank y'all.
Can you please help me with this smoke?
Yes, like help me with this smoke.
Well,
I always got to deal with bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, so I want to give him a round of applause. And, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you.
Most definitely. I will come back. Thank y'all for having me.
Sign language. You know what I'm talking about? Sign language.
And for real,
we're having technical difficulties.
We are not
talking about. But thank you for coming on the show, man. You made my day. We'll clean this up, and I definitely have you back. If you keeping your ear to the street, man, look out for this R&B that's hitting the streets, man. The Elephant Tusk, man, on Apple. This with Fame, Wango, and Sincerely Vote. They got I went to a listening party, and it was cool on stuff that you was talking about. But
Fame always
they
put
got
out
some heat,
high quality stuff.
And,
you said Fame?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, that Vote. Man, he got some heat. He got.
Man, y'all make me want to go to
the
stool.
Let's do it. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go, man. Enjoy your evening. I appreciate you coming out, man. Don't be stuck on stupid and relax on done. We'll see you next week.